Alright guys, tapos na tayo sa midterm elections and finally the question is, anyari? In many ways, it was a Monday night massacre, or some would even say a yellow wedding. The opposition performed very poorly. In fact, nag-zero po sila dun sa Senate race. Unprecedented ito sa kasaysayan ng ating democratic election. Of course, with the exception of the martial law period. Now, historically, the opposition tends to do very poorly sa midterm elections. Only in 3 times sa ating kasaysayan nanalo ang opposition sa Senate race. The question right now is, why did the opposition perform so badly? There are at least 3 reasons. The first reason is, who the hell is the leader of the opposition? Si Vice President Leni, si Mar Rojas, si Franklin Drilon, si Senator Trillanes. They were leaderless in many ways at hindi ito tumulong sa kanilang kampanya. Pangalawa, kulang po sila sa resources. The opposition had a dearth of volunteers and resources which did not help them in terms of their ground war. And in fact, reports suggest na maraming local government units were not willing to really host the campaign of the opposition members. And of course, third, natalo pong opposition because they did not have a very effective counter-narrative dun sa Duterte administration. Now, the opposition tried to question the president on 3 issues. The first issue, yung pivot to China ni Pangulong Duterte at of course yung West Philippine Sea disputes. Maraming Pilipino base sa mga surveys ay hindi masaya sa nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea and they want President Duterte to take a tougher stance. Except, pag tinignan mo yung Pulse Asia survey, when tinanong mga tao what are the most urgent issues, only 7% said that foreign policy is an important one. For that reason, medyo mahina yung argument ng opposition na supposedly Team China yung administration bets. The second issue was the economy. Of course, last year, September, bumaba yung approval ratings in Duterte to its lowest on the record in light of the upsurge in inflation to almost 6% in the 3rd quarter of 2018. Pero ano naman ang ginawa ng administration? Nag-import po sila ng food products at binaba ito ng inflation rates natin to almost just 3% bandang April. So with the inflation going down, that made it very difficult for the opposition to question the president's economic track record, which now was actually helping the administration bets. And the last issue, the third issue, was the human rights issue at yung war on drugs. Well, the problem with that is, kung titignan natin sa Social Weather Station survey, majority of Filipinos are supportive of President Duterte's war on drugs, although majority also have some issues with the methods that he's using. At guys, ito yung pinakamahalaga. According to a recent Pew Research Center survey, only 15% of Filipinos said that they're categorically committed to democracy. Anong ibig sabihin niyan? Vast majority of Filipinos, lampas sa 80% of Filipinos are either for authoritarian leaders who don't bother with institutional checks and balances and human rights and civil liberties, or are only conditional Democrats, meaning they'll support an authoritarian leader if they believe that leader is effective in provision of basic public services. So if you put all of those 3 elements together, that explains why President Duterte is actually popular, and yun din na nag-explain bakit ang hina ng performance ng opposition.